You just can't give up like that. You just can't give up like that. Not after everything you've fought through, not after everything you've survived, not after everything you've carried on your back when the world didn't even know how heavy it was. Quitting might feel easy in the moment. It might feel like relief. It might feel like the only escape from the pressure sitting on your chest. But deep down you know that giving up is not an option for someone like you. You've come too far, you've grown too much, and you've endured too many storms to walk away now. The very fact that you're still here, still breathing, still trying, still searching for a way to rise again, that alone is proof that you are built for something greater than defeat. People who are meant to lose do not stand back up after life knocks them down. People who are meant to lose do not fight through days where nothing makes sense. People who are meant to lose do not search for ways to improve, to grow, to overcome, but you do, and that tells you everything. There is a version of you waiting on the other side of this moment. A stronger version, a wiser version, a more resilient version who is going to look back at this exact day, this exact hour, this exact moment when you thought about giving up, and they're going to be grateful that you didn't. They're going to thank you for having the courage to keep going when your legs were shaking and your heart was tired. They're going to thank you for believing in a future you couldn't see yet. They're going to thank you for trusting that your struggle is shaping you, not destroying you. The path you are walking may feel dark right now, but just because you don't see the light does not mean the light isn't there. Sometimes the light is not in front of you. Sometimes it's inside you. Sometimes you carry the only spark left, and it's your job to protect it, nurture it, and refuse to let it die. You just can't give up like that, not when you're so close to a breakthrough you don't even realize is coming. That's the thing about success, growth, and transformation. They don't announce themselves. They don't warn you. They don't tell you, just hold on one more day. They appear at the exact moment when most people walk away. And that's why the people who succeed are not always the strongest, the smartest, or the most talented. They are simply the ones who refused to quit. They are the ones who stayed committed when everyone else got tired. They are the ones who kept their eyes forward when everything around them tried to pull them back. They are the ones who decided that quitting was not going to be part of their story, no matter how much pain they were in. Right now, you might feel like you're carrying the weight of the world. You might feel like everything is falling apart. You might feel like every step forward is met with resistance. You might feel like the universe is testing you, pushing you, stretching you to your limit. And maybe it is. Maybe life is shaping you into someone stronger than you ever imagined. Maybe these struggles are carving out the strength you will need for the future you are meant to live. Maybe everything you're facing right now is not a punishment, but preparation. You cannot become who you are meant to be without going through moments that challenge who you currently are. Growth is uncomfortable. Transformation is overwhelming. Progress is exhausting, but it is necessary, and you are capable of surviving it. You just can't give up like that. Not after all the nights you stayed awake dreaming about a better life. Not after all the sacrifices you made that nobody saw. Not after all the times you forced yourself to keep going when your heart was breaking. Not after all the battles you fought in silence. Not after all the goals you promised yourself you would achieve. Not after all the versions of yourself you already outgrew. You owe it to your past self, the one who never stopped hoping, even when they had nothing, to keep going. You owe it to your future self, the one who is waiting for you to show up, to keep fighting. You owe it to yourself now, the one standing here still alive despite everything, to refuse to give up. Life has a way of pushing you to the edge. It knows exactly where your breaking point is, and it will take you right up to it. Not to destroy you, but to show you that you can surpass it. The moments you think you can't take anymore are the moments that build the greatest strength. You grow in the fire, not in the comfort. You rise through the pressure, not the ease. You become who you were meant to be by refusing to quit when quitting feels like the only option. Every champion has felt broken. Every winner has tasted defeat. Every strong person has had moments of weakness, doubt, and fear. But the difference is this: they didn't let those moments define them. They pushed through. They kept going, and so will you. You just can't give up like that, not when purpose still calls your name. There is something inside you that refuses to die, a spark, a vision, a dream, a hunger. Even in your darkest days, you can feel that part of you whispering, telling you there is more waiting for you out there. If your dream didn't matter, it wouldn't hurt so much to chase it. If your dream wasn't meant for you, it wouldn't stay on your mind no matter how many times you try to ignore it. If your dream didn't belong to your soul, you wouldn't come back to it every time life knocks you down. The dream is not the problem. The path is. And the path is supposed to challenge you. The pressure you feel is proof that your dream has weight, value, and importance. Things that matter are never easy to achieve. You have to remind yourself that giving up won't make the pain go away. It won't erase the disappointment. It won't heal the frustration. It won't bring peace. The only thing giving up guarantees is regret. Regret that sticks with you. Regret that follows you. Regret that whispers in your ear for years, reminding you of the moment you could have become something greater but chose not to. You deserve better than regret. You deserve better than walking away from your own potential. You deserve better than abandoning a life you haven't even lived yet. So don't give up. Not today, not now, not like this. The strength you need is already inside you. The resilience you're searching for is already in your bones. The power you want is already in your spirit. You wouldn't have come this far if you were meant to stay where you are. You wouldn't feel this fire inside you if you weren't meant to rise. You wouldn't still be fighting if there weren't something incredibly valuable ahead of you. The journey is testing you because the destination is worth it. And you, yes you, are worthy of reaching it. You just can't give up like that, not when you carry a strength that even you haven't fully understood yet. You have survived moments that would have ended other people. You have walked through storms that should have washed you away. You have stood tall in battles that would have brought others to their knees. You have rebuilt yourself from pieces more times than you can count. And every time life expected you to break, you didn't. Every time life tried to silence you, you spoke louder. Every time life tried to bury you, you grew roots. That's who you are. And someone like that does not get to quit. Someone like that does not get to walk away. Someone like that has a destiny far too powerful to abandon halfway. Maybe lately you've been feeling like the world is moving forward without you, like opportunities keep slipping from your hands, like time keeps running while you're stuck in the same place. Maybe you feel like no matter how much effort you put in, the results don't show. Maybe you've been asking yourself if all this hard work even matters. Maybe you've been questioning whether you're built for the life you dream of. But hear this clearly. You are not stuck. You are being strengthened. You are not being ignored. You are being prepared. You are not falling behind. You are building a foundation deep enough to hold the weight of the success that is coming. Growth sometimes feels like stillness, because the roots grow deeper before anything rises above the surface. You just can't give up like that. Not when this chapter of your life is shaping you into someone unstoppable. Progress is not always loud. It is not always visible. It is not always measurable. Some days it looks like discipline. Some days it looks like patience. Some days it looks like simply getting out of bed and trying again. But every one of those days adds up. Every one of those days pushes you closer to the version of you that is waiting at the end of this struggle. You don't need to win every day. You just need to keep going. You don't need to feel strong every day. You just need to refuse to quit. You don't need to understand everything that's happening. You just need to trust that this is not the end of your story. There will be moments when life feels unfair, moments when you've done everything right and still get nothing, moments when you give your all and receive pain in return, moments when the people you trusted walk away, moments when the dreams you held so tightly slip through your fingers. And in those moments, giving up will feel tempting. It will whisper to you like a quiet escape. It will pretend to offer peace. It will act like the easier path. But the truth is that giving up does not end the pain, it prolongs it. Giving up steals the possibility of everything you could become. Giving up locks you inside a life smaller than your potential. Giving up destroys the future your effort was building. You deserve more than that. You deserve a life that matches the weight of your struggle. You just can't give up like that. Not when the same storms that tried to drown you are the ones teaching you how to swim. Pain is not your enemy. Discomfort is not your enemy. Failure is not your enemy. They are all shaping you. They are all sharpening you. They are all building the mental, emotional, and spiritual armor you're going to need for the life you're going after. The person you are becoming needs the lessons you're learning right now. You cannot skip this chapter. You cannot fast forward through the hardship. You cannot bypass the struggle. Every great story has a dark moment. Every great transformation requires a breaking point. Every great victory demands a fight. Your story will be no different, but it will also be worth it. Sometimes you need to remind yourself why you started. Not the small reasons, not the temporary motivations, but the deep core truth inside you that made you take the first step. You started because you wanted more from life. You started because you were tired of settling. You started because you knew you were capable of greatness. You started because something inside you refused to live an average life. And that reason is still inside you. It didn't disappear. It didn't die. It just got buried under stress, exhaustion, and doubt. But it's still there, waiting for you to pull it back to the surface. You just can't give up like that, not when you have proof inside you of everything you've overcome. Look at your past, not with regret, but with pride. Look at every challenge you conquered. Look at every moment you didn't think you could survive but did. Look at every time you felt like giving up but chose to hold on. Those moments are your evidence. They are your reminder that you can push through far more than you think. You have been fighting your whole life. You have been rising your whole life. You have been surviving your whole life. Why would you stop now? Why would you quit now? Why would you back down now when you've already proven you're capable of rising above anything? Your story is not over. Your strength is not finished. Your potential is not exhausted. This moment you're in right now is not a dead end. It's a turning point. You are being guided, molded, strengthened, stretched, and prepared for something bigger than the life you've lived so far. The pressure you feel is not a sign that you're failing. It is a sign that you're growing. Pressure creates diamonds. Fire forges steel. Struggle builds warriors. And you, whether you see it or not, are becoming something extraordinary. And that is exactly why you cannot give up. You just can't give up like that, not when life hasn't even revealed its best chapters to you yet. You may feel tired, drained, overwhelmed, or disappointed, but those emotions do not define your destiny. They are temporary. They are human. They are part of the journey. What you feel right now does not determine what you can become. What you feel right now does not dictate the future you're capable of building. Emotions come and go, but your purpose is permanent. Your strength is permanent. Your potential is permanent. You may be walking through a valley right now, but valleys are not places to quit. They are places to grow roots, regain strength, and rise again. There are moments where the path ahead seems foggy, where every direction feels uncertain, where every step feels heavy. In moments like these, people often make the mistake of thinking they're lost. But you are not lost. You are learning. You are exploring. You are discovering what you truly want. Clarity comes from movement, not from quitting. Every step you take, even the small ones, even the messy ones, even the ones you're not proud of, they all push you forward. You're learning what works and what doesn't. You're learning who you are and who you're not. You're learning what you truly desire and what you're willing to fight for. This process is not failure. It's evolution. You just can't give up like that. Not when you carry dreams that were given to you for a reason. Those dreams were planted in you because you are capable of carrying them. They are not random. They are not accidental. They are aligned with your soul, your purpose, your potential. They came to you because you have the courage to pursue them, even when the road gets difficult. If your dreams were meant for someone else, they would be growing in someone else's heart, but they're in yours. That alone means something. That alone is proof that you are built for something bigger than the place you're standing in now. No one becomes great by walking an easy path. No one becomes strong by avoiding struggle. No one becomes unstoppable by refusing to face discomfort. Your journey might be filled with obstacles, but those obstacles are not there to defeat you. They're there to shape you. They're there to teach you discipline, patience, resilience, and persistence. They're there to prepare you for the opportunities you will encounter later. They're there to make sure you can handle success when it finally arrives. You cannot grow without challenge. You cannot rise without resistance. You cannot transform without tension. The pressure you feel is not a sign of your weakness. It is evidence of your potential. You just can't give up like that, not when you have a future waiting on you. Think for a moment about the life you truly want, the life you daydream about, the life you imagine late at night, the life that makes your heart beat a little faster. That life is not created by quitting. That life is not built by walking away. That life is not achieved by surrendering the moment things get difficult. That life is built by the version of you who refuses to give up, who refuses to back down, who refuses to let fear, exhaustion, or doubt decide your fate. Every great accomplishment in history was created by someone who could have quit, but didn't. There will be days when you feel alone, days when you feel unseen, days when you feel like your effort is going unnoticed. But understand this, the world doesn't reward you in the same moment you put in the effort. Seeds don't grow the day they are planted. Muscles don't form the day you start lifting. Skills don't appear the moment you begin practicing. Progress is invisible before it becomes undeniable. Just because you can't see the results doesn't mean they're not happening. Just because others can't see your growth doesn't mean you're not transforming. Just because the world is quiet now doesn't mean it won't celebrate you later. You just can't give up like that, not when you've already survived the worst. Think about all the nights you cried yourself to sleep but woke up anyway. Think about all the days when you felt broken but still showed up. Think about all the moments you thought your heart couldn't handle any more pain but kept beating. You have a history of overcoming. You have a pattern of surviving. You have built a life on strength even when you didn't feel strong. So why would you give up now? Why would you convince yourself that this challenge is the one you can't overcome when you've overcome everything else that tried to break you? Sometimes life pauses you not to punish you, but to prepare you. Sometimes it slows you down not to discourage you, but to realign you. Sometimes it tests you not to see if you will fail, but to see if you truly want what you're fighting for. The separation between those who win and those who quit often comes down to one thing: endurance. Winners endure. Winners outlast. Winners keep going when everyone else stops. Winners walk through the pain. Winners rise through the setbacks. Winners push through the frustration. Winners stay in the fight. And you, even if you don't feel like it right now, are a winner.